Traces lines of stiff cuneiform on cheeks, how locks of ashen blonde or black turn silver suddenly. Smiles fade on submissive lips, and fear trembles in a dry laugh, and I pray not for myself alone, but for all those who stood there with me in cruel cold and in July's heat at that blind red wall. Epilogue 2. Once more the day of remembrance draws near. I see, I hear, I feel you. The one they almost had to drag at the end, and the one who tramps her native land no more, and the one who, tossing her beautiful head, said, "Coming here's like coming home." I'd like to name them all by name, but the list is confiscated and nowhere to be found. I have woven a wide mantle for them, from their meagre, overheard words. I will remember them always and everywhere. I will never forget them, no matter what comes. And if they gag my exhausted mouth, through which a million scream, then may the people remember me on the eve of my remembrance day. And if ever in this country they decide to erect a monument to me, I consent to that honour, under these conditions. That it stand neither by the sea where I was born, my last tie with the sea is broken, nor in the Tsar's garden near the cherished pine stump where an inconsolable shade looks for me. And here, where I stood for 300 hours, and where they never unbolted the door for me. This less than blissful death. I forget the rumbling of the Black Mariahs. I forget how that detested door slammed shut, and an old woman howled like a wounded animal. And may the melting snow stream like tears from my motionless lids of bronze, and a prison dove coo in the distance, and the ships of the neighbour sail calmly on. Her work was unofficially banned in Russia between 1925 and 1940. So, yes, it's kind of relevant tonight to hear a Russian woman speak that kind of way. I'm going to read a couple of my own feminist poems, including one that is now unofficially retired in Manchester, because every fucker's heard it, but maybe not this audience. So I will read it tonight. And normally I end the set with this one, but I've got a new, even angrier one to finish the set with. So we'll start with this one and see how it goes. This is, for the educated among you who are aware of Allen Ginsberg, you'll recognise some of the techniques used in this poem from Allen Ginsberg's Howl that was written in a workshop after listening to Howl. So this is called For Ruth, Betty Blue, and all the fucked up women I ever knew. Who has marked their skin and body with the darkness in their head, who has offered up their body for money and found it taken from their hands without payment, who has been there with the white walls and all that noise, who has felt trapped by their own skull, who has been beaten by the one they loved, who has offered their limitless love and found it rejected, who has been made afraid to walk the city night despite lamplight, who has been made to feel their body is inadequate, that it makes them unworthy of ornament, who has changed their body, hair, skin, face, altered it so that you know exactly how fucked up and ugly they feel, who has cried wolf, who has cried for help but too softly, who has been made to feel their gender is at fault, who has lost the plot, lost their keys, lost their voice, their face, their shoes, their self-respect, their virginity. God, who they seriously doubt exists, only knows where. Who has abused pharmaceuticals, who has been abused by pharmaceuticals, white coats, nurses, police, and the rest. Who has been to hell and back, who has been to court and to point the finger, who has been scared and alone, scared in a crowd, scared in the sea, scared of their own grey matter, who has been blacker and blacker in thought than the sky at night, who has failed to see the beauty in simplicity, who has forgotten the laying on of hands can be comforting communication, who has wept and flooded the room and half drowned like Alice, who has fallen in like Alice, who does not think they deserve to bask in the sun like a seal bent on a rock, who does not think the world owes them anything, who does not think their brain, their witty, artistic, sarcastic, maladjusted brain is worth nothing, their achievements mere bones of things, no flesh and tendons to articulate them and make them real. They have had bones broken. They have wanted to break their bones just to feel. The bones proof they are no automatons, who make no bones about it, who felt boneless, skinless, lacking in backbone, felt they had not got a good bone in their body. All bad bones, sick bones, bones riddled with some sickness eating them from the inside out. They have been down to the bare bones of their person, who have sought out bones. Bones hang round their necks of dead mothers, brothers, fathers, friends, sisters, strangers, lovers. I submitted to the PEN Poems for Pussy Riot, and I sent this one off because it was a aggressively feminist poem that wasn't incredibly long, which all my feminist poems seem to be, when all of my other poems are about this long. It's just, it makes me, anyway, poem feminism. This was inspired by Matisse's Blue Nude 4. I'm sure you've seen it before, everyone has. It's a very beautiful painting. Well, cut out. So this is what I wrote over a year ago. Tell me about the blue women of your acquaintance. Tell me you see the waves of electric blue emanating from grey clothes. Contorted, sectioned off, head severed at the neck, held on by empty hands. Limbs folded, protecting the body, the acute blue body. The body radiating blueness and the cause of blueness. In its largeness, its smallness, its marks, the drugs, the want, the need, the surplus. Old fingerprints, its victories, its refusals. Only blue women really sing the blues. Their treble clefs and quavers blue between the lines on sheet music, on their breath, out of speakers, in steam and showers. All unnoticed in tears and cheap scorching whiskey. Trembling cerulean fading to stonewash in the troposphere. I am a blue woman too. After the smell of spent explosives dissipates on the 6th of November, till the wilting of daffodils on the 6th of April, I too am gas flame, pained, burning up those who touch. Blue women are too sharp. Walking blades, they cut swathes unnoticed. One for me. This poem has only been read once before, and it's the first time this particular edit has been read before. It was inspired by an Edgar Allan Poe short story called The Man Who's All Used Up. But this is the woman who is all used up. First, pluck out your eyes. No longer see lascivious stares or sneers, men pantomiming your breasts on their own flat chests. Your fault for having a comical body, for being other. Besides, your eyelashes were likely to be too pale and short, and the iris not the startling uniformity of contacts. Bang off both your ears. No longer hear men clamouring for your attention, trying to persuade you into car seats. No longer hear bitch when you don't respond. No longer hear the latest ad for ridding yourself of those unsightly underarm wrinkles. Take off your breasts, that outward provision of femaleness, an abundance, a lack, too little in common with silicone. Lock up your cunt in a box. Nothing left to grope, to aim for between the legs. Then unscrew those legs at the hip joints, those shapely ankles, those thighs, always too much in the thigh, the wrong texture, all that hair, visible veins. The beastliness of a functioning body, pumping away, growing hair, oxidizing, exuding odours, shedding skin cells. One beauty is stasis. Still feel strange men breathing down your neck on the bus. Flay yourself. Save on your makeup bill. Remove all that lovely adipose tissue, curved muscle, dismantle the skeleton, those sexy bones beloved of billboards, and leave only those ugly pumping veins and the ignored brain. Woo!